David Levin, and this is another epic episode of Pop Goes the Culture, the behind-the-scenes TV stories you wouldn't have known from the people who were there. Today, part 5 of my 9-part conversation with two icons from the original Adventures of Superman TV series from the 1950s, Jack Jimmy Olsen Larson and Noel Lois Lane Neill. This archival interview took place about a decade before the two passed. Today, we'll learn why Jack Larson originally didn't even want to do the Superman show, what happened when the show took off, and Noel talks about her cameo in the Christopher Reeve Superman movie.
After I had...
Tell them what your agent said to you.
Yeah.
Take the money and go to New York.
And you can go to New York. I had, when Warner Brothers let me go, I got into a very distinguished play which didn't make it to New York called The Great Man with Albert Decker and Dolores Costello. Mm-hmm. And but the last act didn't work, as these things happen. But by that time, I really had the theater bug. A whole audience applauding and everything. So I thought, I don't know what films, forget it. I want to get to Broadway. And as things began to pick up a bit, I was offered a contract at Fox and at MGM, and I didn't want another contract. I was crazy. Mm-hmm. But, and so my agent and everybody, they were perplexed by me. I didn't have money to go to New York, because you didn't used to get a lot of money when you were in a stock contract. You got you got paid 40 weeks out of the year.
Right.
Very small amount of money. You were on 12 weeks layoff, and this was including Humphrey Bogart, Leonard, everybody got 40 weeks out of the year, 12 weeks layoff, and then blah, blah. And so I didn't have the money once our show, The Great Man, didn't go to New York, but I was planning on going, and I didn't want to be in another contract. And so my agent and Hal Childs, who was casting the Superman thing, he said, look, you're a crazy mixed-up kid. We want you to do this, Jimmy and Superman, and to tell you the truth, it's like one of the first shows shot. We don't know if it will ever go on the air. We don't know if anyone will ever see it. So, look, kid, take the money and run and go to New York. So I did it, the first 26, and I enjoyed it because, as I said, it was wonderful to be there in the beginning. Mm-hmm. And the other show that was shooting, it was true, never went on the air. Jackie Gleason did Life with Riley down at Hal Roach, and it never went on the air. It later went on with Bill Bendix, but the Jackie Gleason Life with Riley didn't go on the air. And so
decades later, I think it did.
Did it?
Decades, they found the footage and they put it on the air.
Well, they were sure, but it didn't go on for a long time. But our show, and also I went to New York. Our show, we shot it in 51, didn't go on until 1953, and by that time I was doing live television in New York, trying to get into plays and doing the New York Actor, and then Superman went on the air in New York, and I was, I had a little apartment, and I would take the subway and do things for CBS and ABC, which was a low-class network at the time, and then suddenly Superman went on the air and became a sensation. We were equally, not as popular as Lucy, but we're on the cover of TV Guide and the whole thing, and suddenly I was Jimmy Olsen. My least dream came true. I was typed as Jimmy Olsen on the streets of New York. I couldn't take the subway anymore. I couldn't do anything. I couldn't eat in the little greasy spoons where I ate on Madison Avenue. I couldn't do anything because people would gather. You were suddenly, it was Jimmy Olsen, and Jack Larson, the actor, was gone, and I'm still Jimmy Olsen. Years later, I'm gray and older, but it never went away, I'm happy to say.
Well, that Jimmy's probably the editor of the Daily Planet now, or the publisher or something, right?
Yes, there's talk about me doing that in a Superman film, but I don't know. That's become a cropper on the internet, I'm told, because they run things. Noel ran into it, that I don't want to leave my dog to go on location. And it's true, I don't want to leave my dog.
They said they'd find you a dog sitter.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Oh, you should do it.
You will.
Pardon?
You should do it.
Sure.
Yeah. Well,
You will. If it happens.
I love the train scene in the '78 movie. That was fun. It got cut out, but I saw it in the DVD version.
Yeah, when they showed on TV, it was the whole dialogue. 2 lines, I think, or 1. It was
What
fun.
was it, Lois Lane, you have some imagination or something like that?
When you grow up, you're gonna be right.
About
Yeah.
being trapped
What?
and rescued by Superman
Oh,
and a thing. You can't remember what's the worst trapping? The bombs at your feet, gagged, and
oh, you and I were always tied up. And you were burning money, some of your money from saving that lady's cat.
yes.
And sending up smoke signals so Superman could fly around and find us.
We're about to die in a cellar.
Yeah,
But
right, yeah.
the time that Jimmy was trapped, that had the strangest repercussions, it was a show called The Human Bomb, and there's a human. He has a bomb strapped to him, and he gets Lois Lane out on a ledge, and Jimmy goes to save Lois Lane on the ledge with the thing, and they're supposed to be high up on a building, and there's crowds watching down beneath. So anyway, we did that. Show, and it was all done with. Actually, they laid out the skyscraper on the floor and shot it from a thing, and we're working on. It was a human bomb. He has the bomb, and they do a thing. So that was the strangest trapping, because anyway, Jimmy saves Lois, and years later, I had to have a kind of minor operation, but I had to have anesthetic and the operation. And I'm at St. Vincent's Hospital in Los Angeles, and they have me on the gurney. And the fellow who's giving me the anesthetic comes. He says, "Oh, Jimmy Olsen! It's Jimmy Olsen." I said, "Yes." He's going to put the. He says, and as he puts the anesthetic, he said, "Oh, you know, my favorite show was when you were on the ledge of the skyscraper with the human bomb." He said, "Wasn't that dangerous? How did you do that?" And I thought, oh my God, talk about paying for past sins I'm going to be wheeled in and operated on, and the anesthetician is asking me about the human bomb and how I did this on a ledge. I said, "I'll tell you another time, but it was fun, and I'm glad you liked it. Now just put me to sleep."
Keep me alive, I'll tell you the whole story.
Yeah, exactly.
That is it for this Pop Goes the Culture. Hope you'll be back next time when Noel and Jack discuss why they thought the Superman series was so successful, what John Hamilton, Perry White, was really like, what they thought about the amazing character actors that they worked with, guests like Sterling Holloway and Elijah Cook Jr. Believe me, trivia fans, this is one for the ages. In the meantime, tell us in the comments what your favorite Superman episodes were. I can't wait to hear, and I'll tell you mine in an upcoming episode. See you next time. Thanks for watching. Hey guys, don't miss a single episode of Pop Goes the Culture, the Boomer Tube, or Ask Them Yourself. Subscribe and tap the bell icon so you never miss an episode.